against the Central African Republic. It was a 1-1 draw, and there are some worries that that team that we're playing against Cape Verde will not be as strong as the one that played against Liberia. And if we, I wouldn't say struggled, but had some difficult moments, a bit uncomfortable before we eventually won that game. Maybe that of Cape Verde might even be a bit tougher, but we'll see. Every game is different, and sometimes the big teams just step into another gear. That's what separates them from the minnows. They say there are no more minnows in world football, but sometimes, these things happen. And every other thing happening in the world of sports. Tennis is on. The last Grand Slam of the year, the US Open, is on. Sadly, Naomi Osaka is out, and she said again that she'll be taking some time off tennis. I think this young woman really needs to, sort her personal issues before coming back. There have been this on and off. I think it's beginning to affect her career. Mental issues, very important. Sadly for her, she was booed yesterday because they felt she was taking too much time and all of that. And you just feel, oh, Naomi Osaka is the darling of everybody. But sometimes these things happen. So we hope that she takes her time and finds herself, then comes back and become the champion that we know she is. At the age of 23, she's already won 4 Grand Slam. That tells you how great she is, her potential. And Formula One is on. We are having the Dutch Grand Prix. We've had the practice sessions, and now we've had qualifying. And we can tell you that Max Verstappen is on pole, followed by Lewis Hamilton. Right now, Lewis Hamilton is 3 points ahead of Max Verstappen in the championship standings. But if Max Verstappen can convert pole to podium, that is if he can win the race, then he will lead Lewis Hamilton by maybe 4 points. That's if Lewis Hamilton even finishes second. So it's interesting times ahead of us in Formula One. And professional wrestling, we've got the result from a SmackDown, which we will be giving you shortly. Good afternoon. Welcome to Saturday Sports Fiesta. It is live on 90.7 KUFM, Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibracadabra. CJ, the maestro, is also on the show this afternoon. CJ, good afternoon. Welcome. Well, we watched the Nigeria versus Liberia match. Took some time before we eventually even got the signal. But we saw it, and Nigeria won that match 2-0.
Absolutely, well deserved. We won it 2-0, courtesy of 2 goals from Kelechi Iheanacho. It was a brace for the young man on the day, and he covered himself in glory. Remember, before that game, he was on his 7 goals, or should we say 7 match? We should call that. He had not scored for Super Eagles in about 7 matches. I was actually looking for the right word to use there. And so it was a big relief for Kelechi Iheanacho. I mean, when you're having a 7-match goal drought, and all of a sudden you're getting 2 goals, it does heave a sigh of relief on Kelechi Iheanacho. Above all, the team did what we expected them to do, apart from not giving us that quality football that we have been clamoring for a very long time now. So for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, yesterday they tried as much as possible to dominate, which they did. They outplayed Liberia. Like we said before the match, there's no way you place Liberia and Nigeria in the same sentence in world football, whether in Africa, of course, at the world stage. So we dominated as much as we did. We did well in the first half. In the second half, maybe we dropped off a little bit. But then
second half should have even started with a goal. Absolutely. I don't know how they somehow contrived to miss that. Victor Osimhen should have gone past the goalkeeper. He did, but the goalkeeper got a hand to the ball, which meant that he wasn't in complete control. And then the ball went to, was it Olaino now that made that cross?
Yeah, I think it was Olaino.
Yeah, the cross was too heavy. I thought after Osimhen had taken position, I thought he would just lay the ball back for Osimhen to slam it into the net. But he hit it too hard, and it was in the air. And Kelechi Iheanacho jumped as high as he could, but he just could not give it the right direction, and the ball went off. That should have been goal number 3 for Nigeria at the beginning of the second half. We're a bit complacent in that.
A bit complacent, and that's something that worries me. It should worry any Nigerian football fan. I mean, if you look at that game yesterday, I don't think we performed to the level where you can look at the team to say, okay, with this performance we can take on the rest of Africa. It's just Liberia. Yes, there are things you have to do to get a result, but then if you play like that against Liberia, how do you now expect to play when you come up against big nations like Cote d'Ivoire? You play against Japan, you play against Ghana.
Yeah, but sometimes,
you got to step up.
Sometimes again, when you play this passive smaller side, naturally you don't play at that
level,
very high level. You because you just mentally just feel, okay, we'll beat them no matter what they do. We are going to beat them, even if they somehow, well, like Sierra Leone did it to us after 4-0. It became 4-4, but you just have that feeling that, okay, we are going to beat them. Normally, when you play against the bigger teams, you tend to also raise your game. That's why
I totally agree on that. I mean, remember, there is a way we say it here in Nigeria. When you're playing a team that is not as good as your team, you say this would spoil our leg, or this would spoil our ball. Maybe that was what happened to the Super Eagles yesterday. But then I was a bit disappointed in terms of the number of goals we scored, and of course the number of chances that we missed. Moses Simon was guilty of missing, more like a glorious opportunity. You talk about Victor Osimhen, he was also guilty of that as well. I think we've got to do better. If we have to beat Liberia, then it has to be by 4 goals or 6 goals. Because truth is this, we may not be in a difficult group, but then it's important when you're playing lesser football nations, increase your goals tally. You may not need it necessarily, but then for those players who are up front, they've got to score those goals to give them confidence going into the next phase of the competition. And remember, it's a World Cup qualifier. It doesn't just end by us stopping our group. Currently, we're doing that. We're supposed to play 6 matches. We've played 1, so remaining 5. And yeah, we may be topping Group C, but my worry is, can we really continue in this manner where we just go onto the pitch and then think of only 3 points without, really hammering the opponent the way we expect the Nigerian team, to do. We used to do that in the past, but somehow it's now about getting us the result. The NFF are not complaining that the Coach let him are not, giving us good football. They are just after results, and I think that's what is playing in the head of Coach Gonotro. We're just telling his boys, look, just play anyhow you can do it. Just go there, get the win. Football doesn't just end there. If you meet a team that is totally or technically gifted, we're going to struggle. And remember what happened to us against Algeria at the 2019 edition of the AFCON. We struggled because the Algerians were, in a different level entirely. They were more like tactically better than us on the day, and that's a big problem. You're playing like this against teams you should be beating silly, and then when you step it up a bit to not just want to find results, and the other team will tell you that, look, it's not just about results. You've got to keep the ball before you can talk about scoring the goals, and that's something we have to do better. We lost a lot of chances yesterday, and it's something that we have to really work on. It's something Coach Ganato will have to look at. I believe by now the coach must have seen a replay of that match, and I look at those areas that the team did well, and then also look at the areas that we didn't do so well.
We've seen some of these mistakes in past matches, and you will have thought that going to the match against Liberia, you will just use that to correct whatever errors that you've observed in the past. But we still saw the same thing happen. Anyway, as I said, the most important thing are the 3 points, and you cannot argue that the Super Eagles didn't get them. They got the 3 points. Kelechi Iheanacho getting the 2 goals, 2 well-taken goals. Alex Iwobi with the assist for both goals, and it was just absolutely brilliant the way he took them, especially the second goal, the fantastic control with his left foot, the turn, and then slamming it with his right into the net, all in one fluid motion, and that was what completely bamboozled the goalkeeper. You can see the goalkeeper was just standing.
He's a clinical guy. He's a natural goal scorer. These days he doesn't even get the opportunity at Leicester. I'm just hoping that what happened last season probably happen again for Kelechi Iheanacho, where he found form late into towards the end part of the season. So let's see how he gets to go for Kelechi Iheanacho. But sometimes you want your own strikers to start from the first half of the season to get the goals. It happens sometimes that you start well in the first half of the season and then you fizzle out in the second part of it. But then Kelechi looks like a late starter at Leicester City. We hope this goal scoring form does not just stop with the Super Eagles. We hope it does continue with Leicester City as well.
All right, we'll continue with the results of the the CAF qualifiers for the World Cup, and then we'll look at the other results. There are World Cup qualifiers still going on across the world, but that will be after we return from this break. Please stay tuned.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapler Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
Hello, business owners and service providers. Your station of choice, KUFM 92.7 Benin City, is out with another bumper offer. Introducing KU Awoof Market. We are giving huge discounts on adverts at specific times of the day. That means you don't have any reason not to let the world know about your products and services. Cause no matter the size of your pocket, KUFM has got you covered. For inquiries, please call 0703-805-0243 or 0807-401-4147. Hurry now and take advantage of this wonderful offer to advertise your goods and services on KUFM at mouth-watering discounts. KU Awoof Market gives you massive exposure with the station's wide reach across its terrestrial and online platforms at lower rates. KUFM, your business growth partner.
All right, welcome back. It's Saturday Sports Fiesta with me, Sali Ibrahim, the Sports Bracadabra, and CJ the Maestro. Okay, let's look at some of the results of the matches that were played yesterday. We already told you that the Super Eagles of Nigeria defeated the Lone Star of Liberia 2-0 at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos. Kelechi Iheanacho getting both goals. That was, of course, a Group C encounter. Earlier in that group, we saw Central African Republic take on Cape Verde, and that match ended in a 1-1 draw, which means that Nigeria now top of Group C. In Group B, Mauritania took on Zambia, and Zambia won that encounter 2-1 away from home. Tunisia defeated Equatorial Guinea 3-0, also in Group B. In Group D, Mozambique and Cote d'Ivoire, this was surprising, played out a goalless draw, while Cameroon beat Malawi 2-0. In Group G, Zimbabwe 0, South Africa 0. South Africa, they've started. I wonder how they will make it out of this group. Ghana beat Ethiopia 1-0. Okay, so that's what happened in the qualifiers, the CAF qualifiers for yesterday, and this is how they stand right now in their groups. Group A, Algeria, of course, top after what they did to Djibouti, maybe teaching the rest of Africa. When you play against a team that is not in your class, this is how you deal with them. They thrashed Djibouti 8-0, spelt Djibouti, and so they are top of Group A. Burkina Faso are second in that group. They also won their game against Niger Republic, so they've got 3 points too from that group. And then we go down to Group B. We've got Tunisia here, top on 3 points, followed by Zambia, also on 3 points. Mauritania, no points. Equatorial Guinea, no points. Group C, as we told you, Nigeria, top, 3 points. Cape Verde, 1 point. Central African Republic, 1 point. Liberia, no points. Group D, Cameroon. This group, we looked at it and we felt, look, this is going to be really difficult. Group D, Cameroon, top, 3 points. Cote d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast, if you like, 1 point. Mozambique, 1 point. And Malawi, no points. Group E, we have Mali top on 3 points, Kenya 1 point, Uganda 1 point, and Rwanda no points. Group F, Libya are top, they've got 3 points. Egypt also on 3 points. Gabon no points, and Angola no points. Group G, Ghana top of this group, they won their game over Ethiopia, so they are on 3 points. South Africa 1 point, Zambia 1 point, and Ethiopia no points. Then you go to Group H. Senegal are top here, they've got 3 points, followed by Congo, this Congo Brazzaville, 1 point, Namibia 1 point, and Togo, the Hawks, no points. Group I has Morocco top on 3 points, even though they didn't have Hakim Ziyech. Guinea 1 point, Guinea-Bissau 1 point, and Sudan no points. Group J, we have the Republic of Benin, they are top here, they've got 3 points. Tanzania 1 point, DR Congo 1 point, and Madagascar no points. Okay, so this is what is happening in the African qualifiers thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's early days. This is just match day 1, so we expect to see 5 matches still to go for the teams still involved in terms of the World Cup qualifiers. Remember, it doesn't just end here. You have to first of all navigate yourself from this one, and then go to another phase of the tournament. Also remember that the first team to, of course, finish top in terms of every group push through to the next phase of the competition. I'm particularly worried about South Africa and Ghana. The kind of group they find themselves, I don't know how they found themselves in that group, but then I tell you what it means.
About Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon, I think that's even more difficult than South Africa and Ghana.
The implication is that one of them
will not make it.
So
exactly.
That's just the way it is.
The same thing with Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon. One of them will not make it to the final round of the qualifiers.
And it's a big shame, considering that these guys are serial campaigners, whether at the AFCON or at the World Cup. We'd love to see our strong teams, our best, hopeful at the World Cup. But sadly, we're not going to see some of these guys at the World Cup because they will not. It's going to be difficult. Now, it's not like we're saying two finishers will move to the next phase of the competition. It's the top team, so it has to be Cameroon or Cote d'Ivoire or South Africa, and then of course or Ghana. So you have to pick one.
But at the end of the day, after the 10 group winners, you still have got to pick 5 from the 10. So
I think this is
by the time you list out the 10, you will say, oh, is it Egypt that will not be going to the World Cup? Is it Nigeria? Is it Morocco? Is it Ghana? Is it Cameroon? After all of these things, let's assume that they all qualify. So we'll see how it goes. We'll talk more about the World Cup because they've got some European qualifiers coming up today. But let's go on this break. We'll be right back.
Hey, say your body they confirm with yo-yo bitters. You go dey wonder wetin e mean. Wetin e mean be say whether you dey take yoyo bitters every day. Yoyo bitters dey protection you against infections wey fit happen anytime. Na im be say you go dey take yoyo bitters like food supplement abi medicine wey doctor give you. Na correct natural ingredients dey inside wey dey wash all yamayama. Ogbonge vitamins dey inside to help your body work well. E never finish o. Yoyo bitters get minerals wey go boost your body immunity to fight sickness, disease and free radicals. Na im make am dey important to get yoyo bitters for office, house and everywhere. Yoyo bitters dey for liquid, gel plus including tablets. Make you quick go buy your own for pharmacy and medicine stores wey near you. Yoyo bitters, make you dey clean inside out.
All right, welcome back. It's still Saturday Sports Fiesta live on 92.7 KFM Benin City with me, Sally Ibrahim, the Sports Bracadabra, and CJ the Maestro. Okay, let us look at what's going to go down today in Europe. We've got some World Cup qualifiers. The Republic of Ireland will play against Azerbaijan. This is in Group A, while Serbia will take on Luxembourg. In Group D, Finland, they've just played against Kazakhstan and the Finns won 1-0. Ukraine will take on France later. Then in Group E, Faroe Islands versus Denmark. Israel will play against Austria and Scotland will be taking on Moldova. In Group G, Latvia versus Norway. Gibraltar taking on Turkey and the Netherlands will play against Montenegro. In Group H, Cyprus versus Russia, Slovenia battling Malta, and Slovakia will take on Croatia. All right, these are the fixtures that we have today in the World Cup qualifiers in Europe. All right, before we start looking at other sports, by popular demand, there's something that has been requested. That is the interview that we played a couple of days ago of the late Thompson Usinya, who unfortunately died a couple of days ago. And somebody who knew him intimately, who shared the pitch with him, who was his teammate, the legendary himself, a legend. I know Nigerians will even, because of the number of times he played and what he achieved for Nigeria, he will be ranked as a bigger legend than even Thompson Usinya. We're talking about Segun Odegbame, the one we would love to call mathematical. He's written a fantastic tribute to Thompson Usinya. In fact, he said that recently he got 2 calls and that he knows that whenever he sees a call, and I'm sure it's the same thing with everybody, when you receive a call at a certain time of the night, maybe you're already sleeping around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Once you receive a call at that time, you just assume naturally that this cannot be good. It's bad news. Especially if it's coming, if it's from your family that you get that news, you're just like, oh, you see the call and it's your dad or your mom or your brother or your sister, and God forbid that one of your parents sick at that time. When my dad was sick, I used to, even switch off my phone because I don't even want to hear anything at that late night. So he said late night he got a call. One was to tell him that Sonny Oyarehua, former striker of the Super Eagles and the then Green Eagles, that he was sick and they were asking for support from Segun Odegbame to make it public so that people will be aware of his situation. And then a couple of days later, he got a call that Thompson Usinya was in his last days, that the doctors have told the family that there is absolutely nothing else they could do for him because he was battling colon cancer, and they said they should just take him home and pray or just allow him to be comfortable, that there was nothing, that he had just days to live, or maybe even hours, And so he was still trying to process all of that when he started getting more calls, and they told him that Thompson Usinya had passed on. And then he drew he looked at, the analogy between what was happening now and what happened in the past, that it was in 1976, Sonny Oyarehua was the main striker of the Super Eagles. But then suddenly, Thompson Osinye burst onto the scene, and it was Osinye who replaced Oyarehua in the national team. And then after about 36 years now, both of them again, because then both of them, their names were in Nigerian football firmament. Everybody was talking about Sonny Oyarehua, somebody who has done brilliantly well for Nigeria. He was our striker when we won first ever. So far, it's one of the most amazing things in Nigeria's football history is that we've only won the gold medal at the African Games once, and that was 1973 when we hosted it. That was the only time, the football gold medal that Nigeria has won. Even in 2003 when we hosted it, we got to the two finals, the men and the women. Our team in the final were beaten by Cameroon 2-0. We had a fantastic team, the best team in that competition. We're beating teams 8-0. In 1991, I think, in Egypt, Cairo, Egypt, we had Emmanuel Amunike. We had so many great players at that time, including, I think, their captain there was Chris Edem. Fantastic squad. I believe Patrick Mancha was in that squad, and so many other great players. But somehow, we lost the semi-final to Cameroon 1-0. Emmanuel Amunike was shown a red card in that encounter. And so somehow we've not been able to win the gold medal in football, except in 1973 when we had the likes of Yakubu Mambo, Sonny Oyarehua, others, Haruna Ilerika, and so many other great players. And then we won it. So from that moment till around 1976, Sonny Oyarehua was the #1 striker for the Green Eagles of Nigeria before Thompson Osinye came onto the scene and replaced him after the 1976 Africa Cup of Nations in the Radawa, Ethiopia. And so Shehu Odogwami was looking at the two strikers, and he said, okay, one replaced one way back in 1976. And now, after so many years, they are both in the discussion again, but this time, because one was seriously sick and the other had just passed on. So he went on, gave a very, Shehu Odogwami is majestic the way he writes. He has this uncanny ability to really paint a picture, and so he had some glowing tributes to make to Thompson Osinye. Let me read part of what he said. In my humble estimation, Thompson was the most gifted striker in the history of Nigerian football. He was extravagantly skillful, like JJ Okocha, but more lethal. Or an excellent dribbler and deceptively quick off the mark with very sharp reflexes. His greatest weapon was his ability to shoot or bend the ball from a standing position, inside the box with the ball at his feet, and from a harmless standing position surrounded by defenders, he could strike the ball with either of his feet or bend it with precision and power. He was an excellent header of the ball. He inspired me to learn how to head better than I did. And between us in the national team for a brief period, we were more than a handful for most opposing teams. On the road to Montreal, Canada, during our tour of Europe, the Eagles were called the 3-5-10 Eagles. The numbers reflecting the number of goals Thompson and his striking partners handed out to small club sides we played against, as no European country will agree to play against an African national team at that time. They considered our standards too low. how time has changed, because now almost every European team wants a friendly with an African team, and that's largely because of what Cameroon did at the World Cup in 1990, what Nigeria has been doing at the World Cup, especially at USA 94 and France 98. Now they want to really play what Senegal did at the 2002 World Cup, so they know the quality that Africa possesses. Nigeria, of course, winning the gold medal in football at Atlanta 96. Cameroon repeating defeats 4 years later. So they just know now that African football is quality. But that was the tribute that Segun Odegbami paid to Thompson Osien. I've not forgotten. We'll play you what some of his other colleagues said about him. But as I told you, the person who gave us the interview that we used was Gordon Dudorume. We spoke to him live. I think it was the day after Thompson Osien died, and he told us, give us history about Thompson Osien and what he achieved. In fact, Segun concluded, and he said that Nigeria will have qualified at the first time. We all know that the first time that Nigeria qualified for the World Cup was USA 94. But Segun was of the opinion that had Thompson Osien not traveled to the United States of America and wasn't part of the team that played Tunisia. Indeed, we needed to play Tunisia away and then at home. Unfortunately, Gordon Odie had that own goal in the home match, and we failed to. In fact, we lost that game 1-0, and so we did not go to the World Cup in 1978, which Argentina hosted. Segun was very sure that Nigeria will have beaten Tunisia and qualified for the World Cup if Osien had been part of that team. This is the opinion of Barrister Godwin Dudu Orume. Thompson Osien, in my opinion, was the best striker ever to play for Nigeria. He could create chances for himself, dribbled well, headed well, and could shoot with either foot. Remember that Segun Odegbami also acknowledged this. He was very skillful and technically gifted. For his clubs, Uduro Island FC and Asaba Text FC, he played as attacking midfielder and often switched to striking role within the same game. I don't have the exact stats, but I believe that in about 23 or 24 outings for the Green Eagles, he must have scored about 18 goals. A member of the Ridawa Eagles at Ethiopia 76 Nations Cup, Thompson distinguished himself alongside other greats like Baba Otu Mohammed, Kunle Awesu, Emitiole Kelechi, Christian Chukwu, Joseph F. Young, Eric, a.k.a. Eriko Mudalawal, Sonny Oyarehua, and co. His absence from the Green Eagles versus Tunisia in the second leg of the World Cup qualifying game in Lagos was probably the one big reason Nigeria didn't make the World Cup in 1978. His temperament and discipline were something young footballers could learn from. Great player, great guy, eternal rest grant him, oh Lord. That's from Barrister Godwin Dudu Orume. So let's hear from the legends once again. You will hear from, in this thing that was the other, Haruna Ilerika, Godwin Odie, Chief Justice Adoke Amasimaka, and Christian Chukwu. And after that, we'll play the interview of Thompson Osien himself. This was the interview granted many years ago. And the journalist who was interviewing him is Calvin Owuka, who used to produce Best of Football, which Godwin Dudu-Orume used to anchor. Let's hear the legends speak about Thompson Osien.
And Thompson Osien, if you could recollect the boy, he has left the shore of Nigeria now, playing professional football overseas. Thompson Osien in the center striking position.
Remember I said to you that during my time there, we were like a family. Yeah. When he left, we were on a roll, very high roll, up to the point that I made it a conscious effort that whoever touches him had to answer to me. He was well guarded because we rely on him heavily. He will come to practice. He does everything. He's not pig-headed. He does everything. He knows that he's good and he's very valuable on the team. He didn't act like it.
Osien was a more silky player. Osien was the kind of player who could create chances for himself. He could dribble the ball as effectively as any midfield player.
But there's no comparison between Osien and Yekini. Osien is far ahead. Really? Yekini, yeah. Because Osien is a ball boy. He can hold the ball, he can dribble the ball, he knows what to do at any particular time.
So I think what happened is after the sports festival in 1975, that's when the Bender, we won the sports festival gold medal. And actually I was a sub, and I wasn't supposed to even play. And our coach mistakenly forgot to put a name on the list, so my name ended up on the list. We were playing against the Western Stadium. Now, Tony Balor was there, in Zion was their goalie, and actually Zion went to House College too. So
he did?
Yeah, in Zion, yeah. So somebody was injured, and when they look at the list, they had my name, and everybody was wearing long sleeves. I was wearing short sleeves because I wasn't actually supposed to play. I was just add on because the coaching staff didn't want to disappoint me during the camp at the Frozen. So, I was too good to be left out, but they were afraid if they left me out, I'll be discouraged. They wouldn't play soccer again, so they tagged me along. So they said, warm up. I warmed up. He looked at me and said, please sit down. So I sat down. 2 or 3 times, this keep telling me to warm up. And that person,
you were too young.
Too young then. And, so eventually that person who was injured couldn't continue. So they have to sub. And they saw me. I remember my first touch. I was so nervous. I fell down. Everybody started laughing from the stand. Luckily for me, there was a corner kick. They crossed it up in the air, headed in. We didn't go 2-1 against him.
You scored?
I scored. I mean, that was the beginning of everything. If you ask me, that was my passport to play for the junior Eagles and for the senior Eagles. Because when we played the next game, the final, they didn't even suit me, and I didn't care then because I knew that I was going to get a gold medal because at least I played in the semi-finals. Yeah.
So you didn't play in the final?
I didn't play in the finals. I didn't play in the finals.
Now to the things, when you got your first call-up, I've asked so many people, they always remember how nervous they were. How?
I was nervous too. I wasn't nervous, got to play in the game. I was nervous because I was leaving my colleagues that I came up with from the junior Eagles. Because this one started immediately after the sports festival. They assembled us to get ready for Ghana Nigerian festival again in Accra. And the senior Eagles were playing, junior Eagles were playing. So I went as a junior Eagles with Nigeria to Ghana. So after the game, after the festival, they invited, I think, 2 or 3 of us to join the senior Eagles. So I took Kotiko. No, I want to stay with my peers here. He said, "No, just come try it." So I went in, and everybody started looking at me, and people saying, "You're okay. You can play. You can play." So it's okay. I guess I'm meant to play for the senior Eagles, and the rest was history because I remember Sonny Oyeriko was the striker number 9, and you have Kenneth, and you have a lot of big, stronger players from Inugu Rangers, Vasco da Gama, IICC, Cicero Source. Name it. Nepa, Rico. All those names were all there. These are the names that you were following when you were in high school. Now you are their peers, so you kind of nervous a little bit. Yeah.
Do you remember your first match for the Green Eagles?
I believe I played against Kenya. I scored a goal. That was my first game against them.
Scored on your debut?
Debut.
As usual.
That was what as they say in America, that's what I'm paid to do, to score.
Is there, apart from, do you even remember how the goal went? What about the game do you remember?
I don't really remember, to be honest with you. It's been so long. Everybody, I receive a lot of emails from friends, from people who watch me play over the years in Nigeria, and they always describe some games to me, and they amaze me. Say, "You remember that far?" I don't. It's been almost like 30 plus years, if you ask me. So it's like, I played so many games, but once in a while, I remember the game against Morocco for sure.
In Ethiopia?
No, in Nigeria. Qualifying because we have to play Morocco immediately after the Nation Cup. Now we have to play Morocco to qualify to the Olympics. So we played Morocco at Lagos. We beat them 3-1. Then we have to go there. I scored 2 goals over there in Nigeria. So we have to go to Rabat, I believe, Tangiers, Morocco. And all they have to do is to beat us 2-0 for them to, qualify. They couldn't. And I believe we have like an other Egyptian or Libyan referee that he kept telling the officials from Morocco, said, well, listen, I did my best because that game went over 100 and something minutes. Finally, they scored. I scored a goal. They disallowed. I scored a beautiful goal. They disallowed. I mean, the goal was coming out and I'm back flick. Come over. He said I scored. We were jubilating, dancing. The referee called it goal. Suddenly the referee said no goal. So we all have to race back. They almost scored on us on that. So I mean, those were days when African football was, so unpredictable when you play away games.
The legendary Thompson Osei speaking there about his experience. His first game for Nigeria against Kenya, he scored, and then he always scored whenever he played, and basically said some of the things that others have said about him, and he recalled how he scored a brilliant goal against Morocco away, and they were already celebrating, but suddenly referee said no goal, and no VAR in the 70s. In fact, there wasn't VAR in the 90s. Even in the 2010, there was no VAR. VAR just came a couple of years ago. I believe the 2018 World Cup was the first time we even used VAR at the World Cup. So, that's Thompson Osei. We're going to miss him. Sadly, he did not play as much as we would have wanted. Segun Odegbami said he just played consecutively for 2 years. That was between 1976 and 1978. And the fact that we're talking about him today is because of the kind of impact that he made. And subsequently, there were some other times when he came after establishing himself in the United States, just came, maybe played one match, went back and all that. So when you look at his record, they said he played for Nigeria from 1976 to 1981. But when you critically analyze it, technically he only played from 1976 to 1978. So it was just 2 years that he played for Nigeria. But he left such an impact that today, so many years after, we're talking about him, and now we celebrate his life because he just passed on a couple of days ago. Segun Odegbami said, available records, and as we were speaking to Godwin Dudo-Orime a couple of days ago, I was reading those stats that in the American collegiate system, in the collegiate football, that no African has scored the number of goals that Thompson Osei scored when he was playing in the American collegiate system. And they even integrated him into their technical setup. If he was part of the American team that came to Nigeria 99, the World Youth Championship, or the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, if you like. So he was part of that team as one of their technical people that came with the American Under-20 national team to that competition. So that tells you also that he made such a huge impact in the United States of America. Sadly, we are all mortals, and one day you will have to go, which is what Segun Odegbami is saying, and he is recalling that so many of them, so many of his peers that were part of the national team from 1978 to 1976. There were 2 African Cup of Nations there. We won bronze. That's finished third on those 2 occasions in Ethiopia and in Ghana. And that basically just sets the path. You just knew that this team was good. They were making progress. By 1978, they had added Adoke Amasimaka and Segun Odegbami to the team, and so we just knew that in 1980, even though we did not have Sonny Oyarahua and we did not have Segun Odegbami, you just knew that Nigeria was going to win. This time, Segun Odegbami was predominantly a winger, but he was also doubling as our striker then, and he was, I think, our highest goal scorer. Got 3 goals in that competition, including 2 brilliant goals in the final. Imagine if Thompson Osinye had been in that team, but he had to chase greener pastures abroad, because then football wasn't really what it is today. It wasn't this huge business. Definitely, when you are in Africa, it wasn't your escape routes out of poverty. It is today. Everybody, once you make it, in fact, your whole family will even, they will sell family land just to ensure that you get a contract abroad, but those days it wasn't like that. I recall even in 1989, right after the Under-20 World Cup, when the government of then General Ibrahim Babangida, when they announced a cash reward, you know how much it was then? 75,000 naira. It was 75,000 naira, and everybody was just like, oh, you must play football. That's when Nigerian parents, families started taking football seriously. That's when they started encouraging their children to play football. I recall when we were growing up, my dad, you go and do your homework, go and do this, don't you want to break your legs and all of that. But now everybody wants their children to play football, to engage in sports, because it is so lucrative. So don't be surprised that Thompson Osinye preferred going to study abroad than to really play football professionally. In fact, even Segun Odegbami said he himself did not. He didn't take football that seriously. Between 1970, it was only from 1978 that Odegbami now fully said, okay, I wanted to be a footballer. Because he said even in 1976, he did his National Youth Service, the NYC. He did it playing for the Green Eagles. So he did his place of primary assignment was the Nigerian national team, because he was so engrossed in school then. Even when they were inviting him to the national team, he would just come, I have exams, and he goes back and all of that. So as at the time that he was done with school, they now said, okay, and he had to go for national service. And they said, this is also national service, so do your national service while playing for Nigeria. And he said at that time he was the happiest corps member. I mean, you were doing what you love, and you're actually doing the requirement that's needed after completing your high institution education. Okay, so that's the situation. So we pray that the soul of Thompson Osinye rests in peace. Let's go on this break. We'll be right back.
Good dentist, wetin be cavities, and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth, wey could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in, inside and out.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls, the risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the money market, forecasts, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
Important message to parents and guardians from Edu Bests. Best. Dear parents and guardians across Edo State, thank you for your immense support for the Edo Best program that has resulted in a huge success, making it a reference point in education sector transformation and achieving best standards across the country. We need to build on this and take the quality higher as schools reopen next term. Pupils must resume classes on the first day of resumption and attend classes punctually and regularly. Remember, enrollment of new pupils is free and compulsory, and no child who has attained school age must be left behind. No more pupils truancy and dropouts. Teachers have been given more modern training and are ready to receive your children on the first day of resumption. Learning starts immediately. Dear parents and guardians, let Edo Best build your children's education with a solid foundation that will lead them to greater heights. Edo Best, your child's future matters to Governor Godwin Obaseki. This message is from Dr. John Osa Oviawi, Executive Chairman, State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB.
Mr. Chairman, sir. Beautiful advertisement.
Thank you.
But was he approved by APCON before exposure?
APCON?
APCON is the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, the federal government advertising regulatory authority that vets and approves all adverts before they are exposed on radio, TV, billboard, any medium.
You mean it's the law?
Yes, sir. APCON is backed up by the law to vet all adverts to ensure they are not in bad taste. And there's a big penalty for non-compliance.
Call me our consultant now.
Get your advertisements vetted and approved by APCON before exposure. Call 0909-144-2787, 0811-562-4892, or visit www.apcon.gov.ng today for details on APCON offices nationwide.
All right, welcome back to Saturday Sports Fiesta live on 90.7 KFM, Benin City. Okay, in just a number of days, Nigeria would be playing against Cape Verde away. We hear that the match will be played on an artificial turf, on a synthetic pitch, if you like. The Super Eagles, they trained this morning at the Legacy pitch. It's an artificial turf in Lagos, and we hear that the players that are based in the UK, they will return to their base. 5 of them even left last night. So Gennett Rowe, the manager of the Super Eagles, is not a particularly happy man at this time, and he said, I'm quoting him, 9 players are leaving. It is all the team, so there will be another team for Tuesday against Cape Verde. It is not easy to build another team in only 2 days and to play on a synthetic pitch. It is the other side of 2 extreme situations.
Yeah.
Gennett Rowe, this sounds like a complaint.
Yeah, it sounds like a complaint. Okay, it's a complaint actually from Gennett Rowe. So we know how it is for him. When he's having an issue like this, he wants to say it out. He wants to voice it out. Just maybe in case the result in Liberia does not that's if the result in Cape Verde does not, of course, go well, he can have something to use as an excuse. He would say something like, I told you that my players, they don't play on artificial turf, and that's why we lost the game. But then we hope everything goes to plans. We understand that we're going to lose 9 players. Well, I mean, Victor Osimhen, I think we have to put him on that frame, because we understand his team Napoli will travel to England to face Leicester City on the continent, and if he ends up traveling to Cape Verde, it means that before he enters England, he has to isolate himself for some days.
He's not suspended for European matches, so he is eligible to play that one.
So I mean, I don't know, because it's something he has to look at before going to Cape Verde. If he does go there, it may mean that he may not.
From what Gennett Rowe is saying, I think it's mainly the team that started the match yesterday. Yeah. He says the entire team. So about 9 of them that started have left, mainly those that are in England. But I think Belgium, are they part of those that?
I don't think they are part of it.
So maybe Paul Onochu should be part of the team that will play.
It's good. We understand the team trained this morning on an artificial turf. Yeah. That's one of the artificial turf at the Tesla Balor Stadium, which is good news. Of course, we want them to get used to the artificial pitch as quickly as possible, even though the one they will use in Cape Verde a few days away, maybe slightly different from the one they're doing now. But then the good news is that we're already thinking about the future. So let's see how it gets to happen for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I think there's no excuse on this one. Cape Verde is not Egypt. They are not Cameroon. They are not Ghana. They are not Cote d'Ivoire. So we have to go there and get the job done. We need another 3 points against them.
But I think we've always struggled, to be fair to Gennett for. We seem to have always struggled playing on synthetic pitches. I recall when we went to Maputo, Mozambique, to play against them in the qualifiers for the World Cup in 2010. It was on a synthetic pitch, and we only managed a goalless draw. And even John Mikelobi had an issue playing on synthetic pitches. He said it affected his knee, his ankle, so he didn't want to, whenever he knows that the match is going to be on the synthetic pitch, he generally doesn't want to come. And many of the players in Europe, honestly, they don't like playing on synthetic turf. Look, ordinarily there should be nothing wrong with synthetic pitches, but these things are of different grades. Unfortunately, the ones we see in Africa, you see particles, flying about. They are not the grade A, the very top of the best of the standards, of synthetic pitches. Many people do not realize, but even the Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid pitch, it's not 100% grass. It's not 100% natural grass. It is artificial and grass. The Luzhniki, I don't know whether they've changed it, but at one point it was even synthetic. But you would not know because of the quality. The quality of and it's so. But the ones we see in Africa, as the players are running, or as you hit a ball and it doesn't float in the air, you see these rubber particles flying off it, which tells you it's not of a very high quality, and that's why I've played on some of these synthetic pitches here in Nigeria, and it's true, it could affect your knees, and because it's so hard, and all of that. But I know that many of our Super Eagles players have played on those kind of pitches before, so we should not be having any issue. And there are specialized footwear that you can use to play on those pitches. You should not, for instance, wear hard studs when you are playing on those pitches. Even the regular studs, there are special ones that you use. That the sole should be flat and have this tiny studs. That's the type that you use on synthetic pitches, not the normal boots. Regular boots. If you use the regular boots, you are going to have issues with pains in your legs.
I hope the players understand that. I hope that somebody may have whispered that in the ears of the Super Eagles handlers, so the players
should know. Come on, as I said, they've played on those pitches, so they should be aware.
We hope everything goes well. We know Nigerian players, majority of them don't love the artificial turf. Like you rightly said, the ones we have in some parts of Africa is just not the best. Great. Remember the one at the Enyimba International Stadium? That's not bad. That's okay. You can of course play on that, and then you have a field day. But then some African countries that we've seen before, we've watched the Super Eagles go to play football. You look at the artificial turf. It's nothing to write them about. Remember when we traveled to Seychelles to face them? You look at the one they provided on the day. It wasn't of a good quality, and this could give players serious injuries. I wonder how their home players are able to play on that, and then don't get injured on a regular basis. But then let's also for the best. My major worry is that the Super Eagles squad is depleted. Imagine where you're having 9 of your regular starters leave the squad, and then you expect to reshuffle, and then you expect the players to understand themselves within a matter of days. Let's see whether something good will come out of this game on Tuesday.
And I think we've got to blame FIFA for the so many artificial turfs that we have on the continent, because at one point they were complaining about the quality of the pitches, and they said, look, don't just go and have artificial pitches, because whenever it rained then, our pitches were waterlogged and everything, and they said, okay, maintenance was a problem, so they advised Africa, go and get synthetic. In fact, they even built, if you check all the FIFA goal projects, they are synthetic. I've played there a couple of times. They are synthetic pitches. So Africa just
embrace this sort
exactly. Almost every state has synthetic pitches. Even the Samuel Ogbubudia Stadium, it used to be synthetic, originally natural grass, but when FIFA came with all that advice and everything, we were now having synthetic pitch there. Before now, they now removed it and made it artificial turf again. Made it a natural grass again.
Our biggest problem in Africa is the maintenance culture. If we can maintain our natural grasses, it will help us a lot. The thing is this.
Even Teslim Balogun Stadium used to be synthetic.
Now they converted it to natural grass. I think that's where we are teaching towards, especially here in Nigeria. We have to talk about the natural grasses because we know that our players, forget the under-17 people, forget the under-20 players, the national team players, the Super Eagles, the Super Falcons, some of them don't, of course, want to play on the artificial turf. I think if we hammer a lot on maintenance, it will go a long way. It's not just enough building natural grass pitches. You have to talk about drainage. You have to talk about the quality of what you're doing. I'm happy about what the former River State Governor Babi did with the International Stadium,
Akwa
Ibom, excuse me. So we're glad with what he did. He more like ensured that for a long period, there's a company that will continue to regularly maintain that stadium to ensure that you're not just building the natural grass there. You are ensuring that it's going to be maintained for 5 years, for 6 years, for another 10 years. So at the end of the day, we'll not start talking about how waterlogged the pitch is or how terrible the play surface is, but then we'll talk about the quality of the grass year in, year out. That stadium is the favorite stadium of the Super Eagles. In fact, it's the favorite stadium of Coach Ganotro. He has regularly said something like, I wish my boys can, continue to play on the turf of the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium right there in Uyo. So,
what's happening? Why is it that they don't play there anymore?
I mean, since the last time they played there, I can't even remember the last time. Was that 2018 or 2019? I can't even remember the last time. I hope it's not political.
No, or maybe superstition that we don't get. We don't get enough good results there.
No, but we've had quality results there before. We've had a lot of but
I think maybe it has to do with the finances, because most times it is the state government that will say, come and play here. We will take care of it, and that's why they go to different states. But it's good for national teams to play in different cities, different states, so that all Nigerians, it belongs to all of us, we can get to see them. They can come to our cities and play. But no matter what, you should have a ground that is yours, that is your home ground. England, for instance, it's Wembley. They play in other parts of England, but Wembley is the spiritual home. Place, yes, that's the ancestral home. And for us, as Nigeria, our ancestral home is the National Stadium of Lagos. Hopefully, when they fix it, we'll go back there. We can also be playing in Abuja, the National Stadium in Abuja. But I think maybe you can say, okay, World Cup qualifiers, National Stadium of Lagos, Nations Cup qualifiers, the National Stadium in Abuja, Olympic qualifiers, the under-23 team, you get one place for them. The Flying Eagles, this is where they will be playing and all of that. Then friendly games, you can then be taking them around the country so that people can have a feel of the Super Eagles whenever they are in town. Well, still talking football. Well, as we told you a couple of days ago, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to wear jersey number 7 at Manchester United, and people have said so many things about Ronaldo, and maybe he isn't humble enough and all of that. Lionel Messi had the choice of taking just number 10 at Paris Saint-Germain. It was offered by Neymar, and Lionel Messi said, no, hold on to that. I'm going to wear jersey number 30. Fair play to Lionel Messi. Yeah. Well done. Good. But honestly,
it makes a difference.
Yeah, because it's not like he just came and said, okay, I am here now. Yeah, I want jersey number 10.
Yeah, it was
Neymar that said, I know this is your number. I am offering it. And Messi said, no, thank you. I'll wear number 30. If Messi had taken it, I would not say Messi was arrogant. Why did he take the jersey? It makes, it's nothing. Cristiano Ronaldo, somebody was writing down, and I said, wait, but hold on. When he went to Real Madrid, he didn't say, remember, he did not start with jersey number 7 at Real Madrid. Yeah. It was number 9. Yeah. Because Raul was there then. And Raul was wearing jersey number 7. And then said, well, Raul was a legend, so there is no way he could have. And I said, but it isn't like he came there and demanded for it, and then they told him Raul is a legend and all that. He waited until Raul left. So after Raul left, that he took jersey number 7, and he did well with the number. Then he came to Manchester United. So Alex Ferguson gave him the jersey number 7 because he felt he wasn't even wearing number 7 as at that time.
Yeah.
He had not won. Manchester United was where he first wore jersey number 7.
Yeah.
He was wearing jersey number, even at Sporting Lisbon, he was wearing with number 28. Guys, I hope you are listening so that one day when we ask.
You don't say you don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure they are listening because when it is time to win recharge cards, they start calling, and that's why Danjuma says some people who never call on the show, they listen, they may not call, but when it's time to win cards, yeah, they call. So he was number 28 at Sporting Lisbon, and then he came to Manchester United, and he got I think after some years at Sporting, he now got jersey number 7. But even for Portugal, he did not wear jersey number 7 immediately. Well, I think he wore 17, wore another number. Then when Figo left, the scene that he eventually took jersey number 7 in the Portuguese national team. And so when he came to Manchester United, they gave him this. You know, number 7 is special in Manchester United because of the people who have won it before him. You look at somebody like George Best. Some would say, well, he was the one that made the jersey popular at Manchester United. You look at Brian Robson, their former captain. You look at David Beckham. You look at, in fact, David Beckham took it from Eric Cantona after Eric Cantona retired. When David Beckham first came to the team, he wasn't wearing
arrogant Eric Cantona.
He wasn't wearing jersey number 7. It was when Cantona retired that he inherited that number, and then Cristiano Ronaldo took it from David Beckham. And since then, there have been others who have won the jersey, and they've not really lived up to the expectation. Now, Cavani was wearing the jersey, and the moment Cavani heard that Ronaldo was coming to Manchester United, he offered the jersey, but he was told that it's too late, that it has already been registered. However, they said there was a window, and that the Premier League could actually grant a special dispensation if Manchester United will make a request. So Manchester United actually requested for that jersey, and the Premier League accepted, and Cavani said, well, I'll go to jersey number 21. Remember, even the national team, that's for the Uruguay national team, he doesn't wear jersey number 7. He's 21 that Cavani wears. So Cavani decided to go to jersey number 21 so that Ronaldo can wear number 7. And the reason why we're talking about this now is because of what has happened after it was announced that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to wear jersey number 7 at Manchester United. Many fans of United had not bought Ronaldo's jersey because, well, he didn't have a number, so they could not just go and get anything. But this is what happened. In the 12 hours after Cristiano Ronaldo's number 7 kit was released by Manchester United, fans splashed out £32.5 million on his jersey, with around 295,000 to 406,250 shirts sold. This is a Premier League record for 12 hours after a player's official shirt number was announced. So it is the brand, it is the power of merchandising that he has. And unlike many other players, CR7 is his brand. That's everything about him is Cristiano Ronaldo 7. So it's one of the most popular brands in the world.
It's I think he even owns hotels branded CR7, I think in Portugal or so. So for Cristiano Ronaldo, it's the weight he carries. If he goes to a football club, he's expected to make instant impact, not just on the pitch of play, but then in terms of the bank accounts of the football club. Imagine, without even kicking a ball for United, he's already made 32.5 million pounds for Manchester United.
And they bought him for less than 20 million pounds.
I remember that the Manchester United had not even announced him, but then the stock of Manchester United, from the mere fact that there were rumors flying around that Manchester United could resign Cristiano Ronaldo, their stock rose by a couple of percent, and that's to tell you that for players like Cristiano Ronaldo, players like Lionel Messi, when they are moving, they move with a lot, and they bring in a lot to the team, not just on the pitch, not just goals, not just assists, but then the financial aspect of the deal, and that's one thing you love clubs, to think about, especially clubs in the Nigerian Professional Football League. In as much as you're signing players, you have to think about merchandising. You've got to think about the business side of it. I think what makes clubs in Nigeria lazy is the fact that they get government subvention. They get a lot of money from the state, government, and because they know that every month the government will pay salaries of players, settle the bills of the club. So they become lazy to source for funds elsewhere. They become lazy to talk about merchandising or selling jerseys or selling armbands of the football club. So if they can look at outside the pockets of the state governors or the owners of the clubs, they will make a lot of money, especially on the sale of jerseys. Fans are interested in buying jerseys of MPFL clubs. Many times I've had people ask me, where can I get jerseys of football clubs here in Nigeria? And then there's nowhere to get it. There's nowhere to get it. You unveil a beautiful jersey, whether you keep it in your house, I don't know. You unveil a beautiful jersey, and then the next day someone is asking, how do I get this jersey? And then you're shocked. You feel like, okay, I don't actually know where you can get it. And there should be somewhere, there should be a designated center, whether all over Benin or the other parts of Nigeria, where jerseys of MPFL clubs or even NNL clubs, who says people are not interested in getting jerseys of NNL clubs, there should be where we can get them easily, and not just you unveil a fine jersey and then you keep it to yourself, and the fans have nothing to wear.
Each club should have a shop. That's what you see with these foreign clubs. There is a one-stop shop that you get everything about the club. Whether it's jerseys you want to see, whether it is a replica of the titles that they've won before, whether it is signed autograph of players and all of that. They have everything that you need to know. You want to know about the history of the club, you go somewhere, it is there. It's there for you to see. And I think we just need to do much better with our merchandising. Honestly, it's not good enough as it is right now, and if we're able to do that, I believe that football, many clubs will be able to run themselves. They wouldn't need to be going cap in hand to the government every time, to get these things done. And you can see what's happening, and that's why sometimes when you say this player is not worth 100 million, this player is not worth this amount. Lionel Messi too, we had when the unveil is just in number 30. It made so much in the first few hours and couple of days that even the world record in terms of salary that he will be getting, it's not really anything because from even the sale of jersey, they're already making the money that they would spend in paying his salary. So sometimes when you spend a world record to get Neymar, for instance, in jersey sales, you look at how much the club can make and all of that. So you look at the value that the player is bringing.
Because
so
what worries me is that football clubs, every now and then, they keep complaining, we don't have money, we don't have money, we don't have money. You have money in front of you. Go and make it, for goodness sake. And then we'll stop talking about you don't have money. Because sometimes you find state governors coming out to tell you, we don't have money to give to you. And it's a problem because you start owing. Last season, we had Sunshine Stars owed as much as 5 months. It's even more than that if I want to start talking. That's so Sunshine Stars. And then the other clubs will also complain about what causes owing is lack of money. And because the club is not making money, the state governors will feel like, we are giving you so much. And you're not getting anything in return. How much do they even get back? It's an endless venture. If you want to venture into Nigerian football, you cannot look at profits first. Because you're going to run losses for some years before you even start to talk about selling players and then the rest. But then there are other ways you can make money aside from selling players.
All right, let's quickly look at what's going on, what's making the rounds in the gossip section of the papers. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they want to make the Spanish winger Adama Traore, who is 25, their highest paid player, with a new improved £120,000 a week to fend off interest from Tottenham and Liverpool. Okay. Manchester United, they still want Atletico Madrid's England defender Kieran Trippier, and they will attempt to sign the 30-year-old in the January transfer window. Real Madrid, they prepared 7 contracts to negotiate with Kylian Mbappe as they aimed to sign the France forward before the transfer deadline. But the Spanish Giants are optimistic the 22-year-old will choose to join them from Paris Saint-Germain in 2022, and that's going to be for free. Mbappe's failure to agree a move from Paris Saint-Germain this summer saw his junior club AS Bondy miss out on a compensation fee of more than €2 million. Then France midfielder Eduardo Camavinga, who is 18, convinced Rennes to let him join Real Madrid this summer, despite Paris Saint-Germain making more lucrative offers to both himself and his former club. Paris Saint-Germain did not submit a formal bid for Portugal forward Cristiano Ronaldo, despite holding discussions over a move for the 36-year-old before he left Juventus to join Manchester United. Imagine if Ronaldo has gone to PSG and we'll have Ronaldo and Messi in the same team.
Problem with them.
Yeah.
They have to be on the same salary.
No,
they have to be.
Yeah, of course. And no, I thought you were even going to say there will be a problem with them playing together. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, they will not.
They will not be. They will try to be professional. At least, try. I know Messi.
No, they don't play the same position. That's what many do not realize. Messi can play with a number 9. Yes. Cristiano Ronaldo can be a number 9.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's not going to be a problem. If Messi can play with Samuel Eto'o, Messi can play with Luis Suarez, Messi can play with Cristiano Ronaldo. I know both of them. It's just now that Cristiano Ronaldo has evolved into what you say, proper number 9. Yeah. When he started a career, it wasn't the proper number 9.
He was more like
from the wing. Yeah. But for Lionel Messi, he could play from the wings. He could play as the number 10. He could play as
even the number 9 if you want him to.
Yeah, a false 9 and all of that. So that's it. So I think both of them will definitely play well together as in the same team. All right, guys, let's go on this break, and when we return, we'll be looking at other sports.
Papa Dave, I bet this coronavirus, it never stick go. Which one be this Delta variant when I dey hear?
My sister, coronavirus be don dey go small before. It don't come back with another face. Now it be this Delta variant. This one is spread past the former one. No cause for alarm. The only way to stop this coronavirus na vaccination. Make everybody go take the COVID-19 vaccination. See my card. I don't take the first and second jab. The vaccination na free. It no dey do person anything. So what do you wait for? Now different coronavirus vaccines dey o. Now the type when you take as first dose, now you go take as second dose. They no dey miss am o. Then they give this vaccination for private hospitals and primary health centers. Then still they give for market, church, bank, mosque, motor parks, hotels, restaurants, and other places. For further information, call 08000 911 911 and 0800 123 5111.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
We have said it before.
We will still say it again.
Beware of human traffickers and smugglers who encourage irregular migration.
Beware of offers of jobs in Europe.
Beware of stories of getting rich quick once in Europe.
Beware of stories of opportunities to become international model, football star, actor, actress, or singer in Europe.
Note, there is no easy way to making it big except crime.
And if you are caught, you will go in for it.
Europe is no Eldorado.
Nobody picks money on the street. If you must travel,
do it the right way.
Say no to desert travel.
Say no to crossing the sea to Europe.
Don't be deceived.
Many have died in the desert, sea, or even prison.
Say no to human trafficking. Say no to irregular migration.
This message is brought to you by the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation, Action Aid, Vides, and Salesians of Don Bosco, Nigeria.
Welcome back to Saturday Sports Fiesta, and we can tell you that Team Nigeria has added to their medal haul at the Paralympic Games. Yes, we added another bronze. Loretta Onye, she was able to give us a bronze medal in the women's shot put, and Loretta Onye, a very lovable person. She captured the hearts of so many at the last Olympics with the way she was celebrating, doing somersaults and everything. And then, guess what? We won a gold medal also. That means that we now have 4 gold medals, 1 silver, and 5 bronze medals. So Flora Ogunwa, she was able to get a gold medal for Nigeria in the F54 javelin. That was Nigeria's last event in Tokyo. So this is the last day of competition for Team Nigeria, although the event itself will be ending tomorrow. So Nigeria, 4 gold, 1 silver, 5 bronze medal. At the moment, we are Africa's second best performing team. Tunisia are number 1. They won 4 gold and 5 silver. Then South Africa is behind Nigeria. 4 gold also for them.
Not a bad way to end the tournament. I think we've done well relatively, even though you can argue that this 10 medals that we won is less than what we did in 2016. But then you can also say that 10 medals is not bad in any way for a country like Nigeria at the Paralympics. You know that the standards are usually, higher than this one. But then you can go on with 10 medals and then go back to tell yourself, I think we've done well. We've slightly done above the average for Team Nigeria. We have to sustain this. We have to keep, talking about building for the future. I think the young ladies and the men have done us proud. Even though it's impossible to win all the medals at the Olympics, you can top your medals table, but then it's impossible to grab all the medals. That's why other countries are also there to participate. So we wish the athletes all the best. We hope that they have a safe journey back home, and of course we hope they continue to do what they know how to do best. We have to start planning for Paris 2024. We're going to have the Summer Olympics, and then of course also going to have the Paralympics. We have to start talking about how we can go there to conquer the rest of the world. We know it's always going to be difficult, but we need to start planning now so we can do better.
At the Tokyo 2016 Paralympics, Nigeria actually won 8 gold medals. So this isn't as good as that. 8 gold medals, 2 silver and 2 bronze medals, a total of 12. Yeah, so you could see why I was so confident that we're going to do well. And I said I would be disappointed with anything less than 5 gold medals. So it's a bit disappointing that we've not got to 5 just yet. But I don't know, maybe we still got some events left. Hopefully we get to pick up more. But if not, 4 gold medals is not that bad. But we hope that next time we will even perform better than we have done at this Olympic Games. Okay, let's look at other things now happening in the world of sports. In Formula One, it's we saw what happened at the Dutch Grand Prix, the qualifying, and it was Max Verstappen who is at his home Grand Prix. He was able to set the fastest time, which means that he will be on pole tomorrow in the race proper. But remember that being on pole does not always guarantee that you will win the race. But most times, the person on pole usually goes on to win it. So, Max Verstappen, he beat Lewis Hamilton to the pole position by just 0.038 seconds. And this meant that his fans just went wild. So, it's going to be Max Verstappen of Red Bull starting on pole, Lewis Hamilton second, and Valtteri Bottas third. So, good one for Mercedes, but it will have been better for them if they were ahead of Max Verstappen. So, it's all to race for. Right now, Lewis Hamilton is 3 points ahead of Max Verstappen. If you win the race, you get 25 points. You finish second, you get 18 points. So, if Max Verstappen wins, then he's going to be ahead of Lewis Hamilton with about 4 points.
Yeah, it's going to be another epic race. It's of course going to be a close one for sure between Max Verstappen and of course Lewis Hamilton. If you want, you can add Valtteri Bottas to the mix. But the other drivers are not doing badly in any way. We know how it is. Like you said here, we'll continue to say, finishing at number one in the qualifiers, it's not a guarantee that you'll finish on the podium. It's not even a guarantee that you're going to win. So what guarantees that is that you've got to speed as fast as you can, or as fast as your tires can carry you during the course of the race, and hope that you don't have engine issues, hope you don't have a flat tire, and then hope that somebody does not crash into you, because if any of these things does happen, it's the end of the race for you. So we wish the drivers all the best, and we hope that the best guy gets to win the race.
All right, that's what we're hoping for tomorrow. Okay, let's look at what happened at the Brussels Diamond League meet. Kristen Omboma from Namibia, she produced a powerful late surge, which is something that we are now getting used to from her. She was able to edge Sharika Jackson in a star-studded women's 200 meters race at the Brussels Diamond League. She clocked 21.84 seconds to finish ahead of Sharika Jackson, who clocked 21.95 seconds. And Britain's world champion, Dina Asher-Smith, clocked 22.04 seconds. The American Sha'Carri Richardson was fourth with a time of 22.45 seconds, while double Olympic champion Ellen Thompson-Herah, she was the one that defeated Boma at the Olympics. She did not race after she dropped out with an Achilles injury. Sweden's Ahmed Duplantis won the pole vault event in a comfortable fashion with a leap of 6.05 meters. However, the Olympic champion, who is 21 years old, he failed to break his own world record after he attempted 3 times at 6.19 meters. Jamaica's Natoya Gould clocked 1 hour 52.09 seconds to beat Olympic silver medalist Kelly Hodgkinson in the 1 minute 58.09 seconds in the 800 meters. Then Elish McColgan ran the third fastest time by a British female to finish 7th in the race for the women's 5,000 meters, with Burundi's Francine Niyonsaba winning the race in 14 minutes 25.34 seconds. Then Sifan Hassan, she ran the 5th fastest women's time in history to win the 1 mile race. That's the 5,000 meters and the 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters Olympic champion. Clocked 14 minutes 7.74 seconds to set a new world leading time. Okay, so these are some of the things that happened at the Diamond League meets. The final of the Diamond League is going to take place in Zurich on the 8th and 9th of September. Then, before I start taking your calls, let's go to wrestling, professional wrestling, and tell you what happened on SmackDown. It started with the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. They kicked off the shows they cut a brief promo about their match against the Street Profits, and they claim that they are the ones, that's the main guys. And Montesford and Angelo Dawkins, they interrupted, claiming that the champs are the ones who are going to get their behinds kicked. Then we had this match, but the Usos deliberately got themselves disqualified. You know, once you win by disqualification, except it is stipulated, then you do not lose your bet. So the Street Profits, they defeated the Usos via disqualification, but the Usos kept their belts. So backstage, we saw Roman Reigns. He sent Paul Heyman to go and get his cousins, that's the Usos. But as the guy who calls himself the Advocate, as he left the room, he encountered Kayla Braxton for an impromptu promo. But Brock Lesnar called him as on his phone. We hear the theme song of Brock Lesnar ringing, and eventually he picked it, and then he attempted to talk to Brock Lesnar, and then basically Brock Lesnar was sending him on an errand to deliver a message to Roman Reigns. Then we had Becky Lynch coming into the ring, the SmackDown Women's Champion. Then she came and she said she was disappointed that the fans did not chant "You deserve it," because that's what you hear when somebody becomes champion, and if the fans really like that, they start chanting "You deserve it." And she said she didn't hear all of that, and she felt that the fans did not respect her enough. Then later, Bianca Belair made her way to the ring and, you know, talked about how she was the EST, the best in everything. And then she said she wanted Becky Lynch to grant her a match, that somebody like Roman Reigns, he is defending his title, and even that night he was going to defend his title against Finn Balor. So why wasn't Becky Lynch giving her a rematch? But Becky Lynch denied her and walked away, and of course the fans booed her. Rick Boogs versus Dolph Ziggler, and we had Rick Boogs winning this encounter. Then Cesaro took on Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins, you know, he said his fight with Edge, where he lost to Edge and all of that, it has made him realize that you have to go the extra mile to achieve things, and now he was living by the example that Edge sets. So we had this encounter. Seth Rollins was disqualified because he hit Cesaro with a chair, but he kept slamming on Cesaro, busting him open, and then he broke a piece of the chair and he used it to do an improvised cross-face hold on Cesaro, and this eventually made Edge to come out, and Edge chased Seth Rollins away. Then we also had this segment with Baron Corbin, who has brought Logan Paul. You know Logan Paul and his brother. You know, Logan Paul is a YouTube sensation who is now going into boxing and other stuff. They both of them were guests on Kevin Owens' show, and then Baron Corbin, he said he's now rich, and then he introduced his friend Logan Paul, and Paul then offered Kevin Owens $100, which Kevin Owens refused. But later a brawl ensued between the two of them, and it ended with Logan Paul and Kevin Owens beaten down on Logan Paul and Baron Corbin beaten down on Kevin Owens. Then we had this fight to Dominic Mysterio accompanied to the ring by his father Rey Mysterio. He had this match against Sami Zayn, and I think they are basically setting up a situation where Dominic may have to fight his father Rey Mysterio, because yesterday it was Rey Mysterio did not accompany him. Rey Mysterio later appeared, and that now prevented Sami Zayn from escaping. But in that distraction, it also allowed Sami Zayn to hit Dominic Mysterio with hell of a kick, and that gave him the win. So Sami Zayn defeated Dominic Mysterio. And finally, we had this Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. Well, before Finn Balor could even make it to the ring, he was attacked by the Usos, Jay and Jimmy, the twins, and then he eventually got to the ring, fought gallantly against Roman Reigns, but Roman eventually was able to choke him out. But later we saw the lights go off, and then there was this fear on Roman Reigns. Maybe Brock Lesnar was around. Yeah, because after that call that Paul Heyman had with Brock Lesnar, he then went to meet him and told him that Brock Lesnar called and said he was watching and all of that, and so Roman Reigns was basically asking him, how do you know that Brock Lesnar wasn't even in the arena that night? And so there's this fear that Brock Lesnar was somewhere and he could attack Roman Reigns at any time. He has confronted Roman Reigns, but he has not exactly issued a challenge or anything. So we're just waiting to see what is going to happen. All right, guys, that basically was what happened on SmackDown last night. Okay, let's see what is going on in the world of football. Some of the qualifiers have started. Republic of Ireland playing against Azerbaijan, goalless as we speak. Serbia versus Luxembourg, also goalless. Finland 1, Kazakhstan 1. That's half-time now in the European qualifiers. We are waiting for Ukraine versus France. No, that's full-time. Finland have defeated Kazakhstan 1-0. Ukraine will take on France. Faroe Islands versus Denmark. Israel taking on Austria. And Scotland versus Moldova. Latvia playing against Norway, goalless. Gibraltar will take on Turkey. Netherlands versus Montenegro. Syria are playing against Russia. Russia leading 1-0, 14 minutes of action. Slovenia versus Malta, goalless. Slovakia will play against Croatia later. Hi guys, that's what's going on. So it's time for you guys to be a part of the show. Did you watch the Super Eagles match yesterday? How did you feel? Are you super confident that the Eagles will qualify for the final round of the qualification process and then eventually qualify for the World Cup? Call us now on 070-6263-9275 or 090-3939-4427. You can also reach us on 081-2178-9154. Okay, please try and call us back. The text line is 080-7400-9076. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Oga Ibrahim.
Yeah, welcome.
My name is Barrister Hope Mafidon.
Great to have you, sir.
I'm calling from Saple Road.
Okay.
Well, I actually watched the Nigeria's match yesterday. But if you ask me, it was a shambolic display. It was in the sense that our midfield was not it at all. For me, I know they will qualify because we have a lot of minors, so to say, in the group. I mean, Cape Verde and the rest of the teams or the countries in the group. But if they qualify to the next round, I just hope and pray they'll be able to up their game. Because the match that I watched yesterday was was not it. I must confess. The coaching crew really have to talk to the boys in order for them to step up their game. That's my little contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Good evening, guy, bro.
Yeah, that's Chelsea. Welcome.
Yeah. CJ the Master. Good evening.
You can hear you.
I think it's a good one for Nigeria. I don't know why. Liberia, they are also a team, even though they are not up to the standard of Nigeria when it comes to football. But I should remember that they are still 11 players in the field. And there is an upset in the game. To say accidentally Nigeria beat Nigeria, I think it's football. So I think the result yesterday is okay for me. That 2-0 is okay. What matters a lot is the 3 points. So we are getting the first 3 points. I pray that on Tuesday, as we go anyway, we should still gather our 3 points so that there will be 6 points ahead of maybe 4 points ahead of the second place. Well, as for bro, to me, I think I can say Ronaldo is somehow arrogant. I'm not saying that he's arrogant, but for this number 7 jersey in the Man U, I don't like it that way. He would have also said no, even though he was offered to connect.
Why should he say no? Why should he say no? I mean, because Lionel Messi said no, then he should say no.
But to me, even maybe there is more to it that we don't know. We can't just say that maybe on my own thinking, it's like Ronaldo request for that jersey number 7.
Ronaldo did not request for it. Ordinarily, he should not even have got it if they went by the rules, because the rules said that after it has been registered, then it's that player that has been registered that should have it. But when Cavani offered it and Manchester United saw the possibility, it was Manchester United that actually wrote to the Premier League and said, okay, they are using this special dispensation since the player who has the jersey is willing to give it up for another player. There's not. I mean, you can't. I don't understand. I don't know how more I can explain it.
Let's not leave it like that. But that's what I think. That's my thinking.
If Ronaldo had demanded for the jersey, we could say, oh, he's arrogant. Why will he do that? But he didn't demand. It was Cavani that offered it. So if Cavani had said, "I'm not giving you the jersey," then there's nothing he can do.
The guy that Chelsea got on.
Saul niggas on loan.
Yeah. How good? I don't know him so well. How good is he?
He plays for Atletico Madrid, and you know how well drilled they are. He's a left footer. He's very good. I think he has something that all of the Chelsea midfielders right now don't have. They don't shoot from outside the box. They don't score goals like Frank Lampard or Michael Balak, those kind of midfielders that Chelsea used to have. Saul Niguez has that. Yeah, he's a very, very good player. But he has fallen, his form has dropped in the last couple of seasons, but he used to be one of the best midfielders in the world. At one point, Manchester United were willing to pay over 100 million to get him.
Okay. Is there any option of maybe Chelsea buying him after the loan?
We'll have to wait until he plays now. Yeah, in fact, he was in action yesterday. They said they played behind closed doors and he scored a hat-trick. So you can see that he's a goal-scoring midfielder. But they played against the development team of Chelsea. All right, thank you. Oh, sorry, I thought you were done. Sorry, I already cut you off. Hello? I already picked your call. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Thanks for this show. I'm Stanley by name.
Okay, Stanley, welcome.
Okay. This is my first time.
Stanley, let's welcome you to our family.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes. As regards the match, Nigeria did their best because, first of all, the pitch was not on their side based on the rain that fell towards the build of the match. So I would give the game to them. Then secondly, I would appreciate the Man United board for giving that jersey to Ronaldo, because he deserves it. He has made his mark there. He gave them the Champions League. So the track record is there. So that is all I can say, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Stanley. We appreciate it. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Yes, IK from Akatakudu, very broke. Good evening.
Great to have you, IK.
Yeah, CJ, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, welcome.
Yeah, please, okay, bro. I learned our insurance already in Enugu.
Yeah, I guess they should be. They are starting on the 7th.
Okay, meaning they never played their last match.
I don't know what's going on with that match, if they will even play it again, because today is the 4th, and they said that teams should arrive Enugu on the 5th, because on the 6th they will have a meeting, and on the 7th, that's on the 6th, they will have the draws and everything. There's something, a pre-match, a pre-tournament meeting, and then on the 7th the tournament will start. So I expect that Benden Insurance are already there, but maybe the NNL have told them, look, there is no need to play that match again. I don't know, but they should actually play, because you are supposed to conclude it. It doesn't matter whether they've already qualified or not. You play the match, but I don't know.
I don't know what is really happening with our football.
Nigeria matter get us CDB. So
very, very well, very, very well. And that's my prayer. That this
maybe all clubs have just looked at it and say, well, there is no need now. Nobody can mathematically catch Bender Insurance anymore. So even if they don't play the match, they've already qualified. Even if they forfeit it, so no need. You guys just go and play your Super 8s. Maybe that's what they decided on. Yeah, but it's not good for future. Yeah, every match should be played. It doesn't matter if
that's what makes the league to end, because they may also go to play simultaneously the last day.
Yeah.
But because of issue here and there, they could not follow. They were supposed to. Well, we just pray, and even this they are sending here and there now. It's also our prayer that this is the materialize where they are properly used, because we are happy they send this day with the yellow network and the other big space line. So they should please let it work the way they have told us. So that tomorrow we should not be having issues again, hearing different stories here and there. In fact, the whole thing is already shameful. They should try and copy from other NFF. Any copy, if it's from Agali, they should try and copy from him. Then you know what he's really doing with the wrestler, how they are flying, how they are making it here. Because we are not hearing issues, we are hearing from football side. So they should not try and put their house in order. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Nigeria for their goods and the runs they won today. And also congratulations to Nigeria for their match yesterday, even though it was number 1. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
Salam alaikum, KFM.
Yeah, welcome. Hello?
I said this is Sonny calling from Sapley Road.
Sonny, welcome.
Okay, Ibrahim, can you tell us?
What are you here?
Okay. I hear said NFS don't write to British government to allow some English some of our players when they play for English Premier League to travel to Cape Verde to go and play. How true is it?
Where you hear that one? It's not true.
Okay, what about
the players already? Many of the players now already go back to England yesterday. So some of them go leave today. So 9 players they go back.
Okay, that means they no play against those are
they not play against Cape Verde. Yeah.
But Gianni Infantino don't appeal to British government.
So if they appeal,
British government don't do anything about that.
If they appeal, not British government, I ain't get the club. The club say they no agree. They talk of British government. If British government appeal to them and they say they no go, they no stay accept them, it don't mean anything now. So that's what they've done. Nigeria no get players. British government no guarantee you say they go order they don't even get the power. They don't get the right to order the clubs. If the clubs say we no want to allow our players go distance, so long as these rules they in place say if they come back they must quarantine for a number of days. So now that one I am the FIFA president. They try to appeal to the prime minister, may they relax that rule. So that these players.
I mean, they're supposed to relax that rules for players.
So they wait, and they come. Wait. They talk of people life. They talk of made an appeal for players. You don't understand? It isn't like here when they say make people go immunize. They make people go do vaccine, go vaccinate themselves. They cost governor. They cost everybody. It isn't people they serious with their lives for them. You know what I think Corona do them for that side? You know how many people die?
I know.
So they won't take their own thing seriously. Then FIFA, so because FIFA appeal to them, made them no care about their health, make them allow their people travel to where they will carry deadlier variant of coronavirus. Can't give them for their country. They don't want now.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello.
Ibracadabra International. Good evening.
Hey, great goddess, welcome.
I greet you, CJ. Well done, bros.
Good evening, brother. Welcome.
You see, second half, I started watching the match yesterday. Thank God, it wasn't Sierra Leone, and we didn't score to 4 goals. So they scored 2 goals, and they were able to maintain it. Because if I say let me criticize them, it won't change anything. Because second half, I don't know whether they decided to allow Liberia to come out and play. I don't know, because I didn't see them. It was the Liberia just have the 3 day for second half. Then and that's okay. Let me go to Côte d'Ivoire or Mozambique where they play balance draw. I said, okay, thank God, somebody who climbed on top of tree and said, let him finish this a little me. After finishing it, he will fall and die. And he threw the paper away. When he looked down, he saw somebody under the tree licking the paper. He said, no, he has somebody that his life is even more better off. He decided to come down. So that is why yesterday that we won 2-0. But Quebec should not be our problem. We shouldn't be Quebec cannot be a giant killer and Nigeria happen to be included. No, I disagree. General should find all he can do, all that he has in Arsenal to make sure that if we don't beat Quebec there, we shouldn't be beaten. We should go there and share the 3 points so that we still remain on top of the.
No, we should be beating Quebec. We should not be even drawing with them. I said we should beat them. We should not be drawing with them. I will be disappointed if we do not beat them.
Because
we have to beat
let
them.
me put it that way because we're supposed to beat them outrightly. We don't want what do you call it, calculator this time. Thank you for the good job, but Romarin, they should allow Romarin to hold that bet because that is my guy. He has hold that bet a year plus more than Brock Lesnar. I don't know why Brock Lesnar is coming out. Romarin keep defending week to week, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, whatever, name it, whatever, day and night, he keep defending it every Friday. But when Brock Lesnar win that bet, you will see him, he will just go home and relax with the bet. And WWE will not have anything to say, which is not good for the company or for that entertainment company. So we want the defending champion to keep defending the bet. That's what makes the WWE tough and interesting. Thank you for the good job. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, let's go on this break. Over.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
Hey, share your body dey confirm with yo-yo bitters. You go dey wonder wetin e mean. Wetin e mean be say whether you dey take yo-yo bitters every day. Yo-yo bitters dey protection you against infections wey fit happen anytime. Na im be say you go dey take yo-yo bitters like food supplement abi medicine wey doctor give you. Na correct natural ingredients dey inside wey dey wash all yamayama. Ogbonge vitamins dey inside to help your body work well. E never finish o. Yo-yo bitters get minerals wey go boost your body immunity to fight sickness, disease and free radicals. Na im make am dey important to get yo-yo bitters for office, house and everywhere. Yo-yo bitters dey for liquid, gel plus including tablets. Make you quick go buy your own for pharmacy and medicine stores wey near you. Yo-yo bitters make you dey clean inside out.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keep cavities out! And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Admission. Shaka Polytechnic, a place of learning with modern teaching facilities and a conducive environment, is currently admitting students to both national diploma and higher national diploma level with accredited courses. Shaka Polytechnic is certified for NYC programs as students graduate when due. Located at number 1 Prince Shaka Momodu Way, Ogiso Quarters, Way, Benin City, and Uege Community at Wewedo along Egba Road off Bini Auchi Express Road, Benin City. Our fees are moderate and affordable. Admission forms are currently available at the Ogiso campus of the Polytechnic. Candidates with 5 credits in O level at no more than 2 sittings are eligible. Candidates with awaiting result can also apply. Part-time for ND and HND also available. For more inquiries, please call on 081-8769-8453 or 081-77-499-191. Online at www.shakapoly.edu.ng. Shaka Polytechnic, a place where leaders are trained.
Papa Dave, I bet this coronavirus, it never stick go. Which one be this Delta variant when I dey hear?
My sister, coronavirus be don dey go small before. It don't come back with another face. Now it be this Delta variant. This one is spread past the former one. No cause for alarm. The only way to stop this coronavirus na vaccination. Make everybody go take the COVID-19 vaccination. See my card. I don't take the first and second jab. The vaccination na free. It no dey do person anything. So wetin you dey wait for? Na different coronavirus vaccines dey o. Na the type when you take as first dose, now you go take as second dose. They no dey miss am o. Then they give this vaccination for private hospitals and primary health centers. Dem still dey give for market, church, bank, mosque, motor parks, hotels, restaurants and other places. For further information, call 08000 911 911 and 0800 123 5111.
Are you looking for a place to study, work and remain after graduation? Looking for a place to study with affordable tuition or scholarship? Or studying without any interruption? Then this is your year. Admission is now open in Canada, UK, Ireland, USA, Germany, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Turkey and other countries. At Edu Abroad Educational Services Limited, we process your admissions, and study visa with ease and peace of mind. For application, visit us today at Suite 35 Ede Shopping Plaza, 27 Apple Road opposite Observer, Benin City, or 133 Agua Road by Abo Park, Benin City. Telephone 0809-113-1759 or 0803-735-3156. Edu Abroad, your gateway to abroad.
All right, welcome back. Let's head straight back to the phone lines. Hello. Hello.
Jose Mourinho.
Jose, welcome.
Yeah, greetings from JRS.
Great you too.
First of all, I want to say thank you to KUFM. We are very grateful for this platform. Make us express ourselves, to give us a studio of our own. Even if it's for 20, 30 minutes, we are very grateful. A lot of us every day always look forward to making phone calls or listening to the happenings in the world of sports generally. So thank you guys. Thank you for the management. We are grateful.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I want to speak about the Super Eagles. It is very ungrateful and very, 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 very sad that people condemn a team that got 3 points yesterday. I'm not saying they shouldn't criticize them. It is allowed. But if the first thing you do is to say kudos.
Yeah, but has anybody condemned them among the callers?
Maybe the word condemn is too harsh. But we should appreciate these guys. It's not easy to play any team these days. And even if some of those guys are playing in what you call lower leagues, every player is very important.
Yeah.
So for them to get those 3 points yesterday with 2 goals in the bag, for me, it was a great show of statesmanship. They weren't flying their parents' flag. They were flying the Nigerian flag.
Yeah, we understand, but...
So be different to give Ronaldo... Every player who wants to do that. Even me, I'm jealous of Cavani. Yes, I wish to be in his shoes. So for me, there is no arrogancy there. There is struggle about it. Some players will tell you, go to hell, I don't care. I need to play football. I need my number.
Yeah.
But the guy willingly gave it out. So he is not arrogant. If Messi chose to turn his own down from Neymar, that's a cup of tea. That's a Paris Saint-Germain. So we should not condemn Ronaldo. I didn't like him as a Manchester United player because he always punished Chelsea every time, in every competition. I got to like him as a Real Madrid player. And now I'm stuck with him. In Man United now, I'm confused. But that gesture is not anything with pride.
All right.
And so the new Chelsea accusation, that guy, anybody coming from Atletico is like, for me, I call them football tout. They play like tout. They want to win every time. They are very aggressive, systematically aggressive. Talent-wise, they are also aggressive, from the coach to the last person. So it's a great one. I hope we can get him on a permanent basis. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Keep those calls coming. 07062639075, 09039394427, 081.